fondant, you check the height. You must ensure that whatever work you're creating, whatever you're painting, must fit to your cake. Now I want to attach this to a 6-inch height cake. So I must not exceed 6 inch. It's either I'm stopping at 6 or a little bit above 6. Okay? But you must ensure that you check the height of your work along with what you're painting so that you can have a good fitting. So we are going to mark the limits. As usual, we are starting with brown. Avoid painting with black. Use brown, and if you want it dark, just use a darker shade of brown, but avoid painting with black colors. If you know you can't maintain a consistent flow, you can break your flow by doing this. Okay? I'm still sketching. Okay? Remember, we have a limit that we must not exceed. Alright? That's the hand. I'll make a second line. I know when you're doing this, your hands will be shaking. Okay, this is our first sketch. Our first sketch ready. The next is to fill the entire basket with a background color. And to do that, I'm going to just use my brown and green. When you're doing this, you can use a big tip brush to save your time. Gently, don't go outside the line of your first sketch. Just gently. Fill this too. Have the background color. We are going to re-emphasize the initial stroke with a dark shade of brown, just to separate it from, make it look different from the background color. Always try your hands on a piece of paper first. That will help minimize your mistakes. After you have done that, the next thing you want to do, you have to do is to add the pattern, the basket effect on it. So we're just going to make 2 straight strokes here, another one here, with the interval of like 1 inch apart. The interval should be about an inch apart. Alright? Then you make a dent. 4 strokes inside, not straight lines. A curve. Curve. Okay. Now, when you're doing the second row, your straight lines should not continue where you have the first one. All right. You just make your curve from the first partition to the second partition. So that means your 2 strokes will be below this. Still 4 strokes. Then you make a 2 lines. You can see that this 2 line is directly below this first pattern. So your line shouldn't follow each other. That's the vertical line shouldn't follow directly under this. Then you make your 2 strokes. 2 strokes. If you don't do this, you will not have that basket weave effect. You will not have that 2D effect. If you allow it to flow, say this is following under, this is directly behind below this, it just look like a flow, a continuous flow. But when you do this, you are contrasting it, and then it's giving it that 3D look, sorry, 2D effect. So we just have 3 steps. The first one, the second, and the third. Now, this line, this vertical line, is the horizontal in the second is cutting across the 2 straight lines on top. Cutting across, not following it. So you have to take note of this. It's very important if you want to achieve this effect. That these 2 straight lines is not the next line, the second step. The vertical line is not following the vertical line of the first step. Rather, what you have is on the second line, you have the horizontal line cutting directly below these two lines on top. Can you see that? And you do that, you do the same till you get to the end. Your basket may be bigger, but however big it is, just maintain this flow and this consistency to achieve this look. So now that we have finished the pattern on our cake, on the baskets, we are going to add some effect here, like a C. Just make it, curve it in as though you want to write a reverse C, letter C. Alright? Do the same thing here. Continue until you get to the end. Okay? So our basket is ready. We are going to fill it with some fruits. And I'm going to start with apple. To add some effect to our apple, we are going to shade some part of it red, yellow with yellow. Just to give life to. So I'm not doing a complete circle because it's assumed part of the apple is in the basket. Okay? Right? I'm using brown to create is it a crown now, the head of the apple. After that, we are going to do grapes. And to do that, we use purple to represent it. Don't shade everything. If you shade up, you hide it. Okay. Part of our grape is going to stick outside our basket. Alright? Just shape inside a little. Remember not to shape through, or else you conceal everything. Fruit we want to, okay? We're going to add, we just create the next fruit we are making is orange. I'm going to use color green and a touch of yellow. When you add green to yellow, you get a lighter. When you add yellow to your leaf green, It gives you a lighter shade of green. So it's color brown to make the tip or the head of our orange. The next fruit we want to make is banana. And to do that, we are going to use yellow. The tip of our banana is outside the basket. Part of it is behind the apple. The other part of it is behind the orange. And the tail part of it is behind the grape. So we're going to fill it up with yellow. A touch of green. Make sure you don't spill your color into the next one. Just be careful. Right? We're going to add details to our banana by stroking brown on it, light brown, just like a stroke. Okay. Brush some brown on it to add life to it. So now that we have our basket with fruits in it, it's time to cut and to allow it to dry before we transfer to our covered dummy. So with a craft knife, I'm going to cut neatly around it. So this is ready. We're going to allow it to firm up a little. We're going to allow it to dry up a little, although we can lift it conveniently before we transfer to the finished cake or dummy. Apply it on your dummy or on your cake. Just apply, brush some edible spirit where you want it to be. Lift it up gently. The reason why you need it to dry a little is because of it's so that you don't stain it when you're attaching it. So here we are. With this, we've come to the end of these tutorials. Thanks for watching.